Welcome to Central News. My name is Tim Masemola. Today we are going to be talking to the spokesperson of the Free State Legislature. We are going to be talking about the allegations on the Speaker demanding legislature to pay more than 800,000 for two flight tickets to Ghana. Talking about it, we are going to be talking with the spokesperson, Ntate Mokone. Ntate Mokone, welcome to Central News.
Thank you very much. Greetings to your viewers.
Without any waste of time, can you provide a context regarding the trip of the Speaker to Ghana? Because there are allegations that she wanted legislature to pay 800,000 for two tickets to Ghana. Are the allegations true?
No, not at all. But let me start by saying the context is that from time to time, members of the legislature and officials, take official trips internationally for a number of reasons. And when that happens, office of the Speaker or a relevant office, which we will regard as the end user at that time, will make normal submissions, will identify the availability of the budget, and will follow normal processes within the institution to ensure that the trip takes place. And during that period, the Speaker is not involved in the process. The Speaker is also not involved in determining how much should be paid for the trip, which route should be taken. That assessment is done by the supply chain management in the normal undertaking of their responsibilities. That, in short, that is the context to this matter.
Okay. But because you've just explained the procurement processes, and you just told us that the Speaker, she's not involved in these processes, can you maybe tell us what was the amount that was supposed to be paid or paid, and can you maybe provide proof?
Yeah, let me just indicate that in terms of the normal supply chain management process, the procurement office normally issues the request for quotation, depending on the type of a tender process or a process that must be undertaken. So when the request for quotation is issued for as the institution in terms of what service providers put in their quotations as a charge for whatever service, including air tickets, including if one service provider had charged or quoted as 800,000, we would not have control over that. But that was not even the case in this situation. And that is why I was saying the story of 800,000 is purely fabricated. The highest quote which was submitted by one of the airlines, I think in this case, the Etihad Airways, was 454,000. Just like all other quotations which are rejected on the basis of price, because there are a number of things that cause the quotation to be rejected. One of those determinants is price. just like number of those quotations which are rejected as a result of price, this quotation was rejected, and eventually the cost that was confirmed was 172,000 for the 172.
Can you repeat the amount again?
172,826. That was the last available, quotation that was reasonably accepted. Not because we want to accept it, but we were not in control of the this kind of things. That's why we send requests for quotations to the people who provide services to be able to assist them. So this the point that needs to be clarified. That
but before you get to that point, was that amount approved and was it paid?
Yes, it was approved. It was approved. As I say, it was the ticket that was available. After having looked at other tickets from 464,000 up until that was the lowest ticket that was available, and that was confirmed for the trip.
But still, how do you justify that to the people of the Free State?
As I say to you, it is justified by following normal supply chain management processes. Simple as that. We could pay lesser if we wish, but we do not have air transport. We only have a Kumbi at the legislature, and it can only be utilized locally. So if you as a service provider give us this kind of a quotation and work has to be done, we cannot find any other justification than following the available prescripts in law and in our policy.
No, so you paid more than 100,000 for 2 tickets?
We paid what was quoted by the service provider.
But which is more than 100,000?
As I indicated,
I just wanted to confirm. I just wanted to confirm it.
You don't confirm anything. I am the one who's telling you what was the.
That is why I'm asking. You paid more than 100,000 for 2 tickets?
You want me to change my price? The information I gave you.
I just wanted to confirm it.
Oh, I said the ticket that was confirmed, the price of the ticket that was confirmed after having undertaken all processes in terms of the management, supply chain management. The ticket that was confirmed was 172,826. I'm not saying anything to you about whether the price was reasonable or not reasonable. I'm saying to you, having followed the normal supply chain management processes and having considered the fact that there is work to be done, and also having considered that we are not in control of the air travel space and all that, what service providers quote and not quote, this is the amount that was confirmed. And I thought maybe your interest will be the difference between this amount which I am now reporting to you vis-a-vis the 800,000 that was reported. You are not even interested in the fact that the difference is too big and the fabrication is very alarming. So, yeah. But
can you come back? Can you bring back your picture back? Because I can't seem to see you now. Okay. Yeah. On your statement, you also raised, you also mentioned that Free State Insider, they never wanted to talk to you or maybe try to inquire with you or the legislature to say, is this information correct? Or maybe did they try to talk to you before they published the the information?
Not at all, sir. Not at all. I received the electronic copy of the statement on the 2nd of October, and looking at it, it was published around 10:30, almost at around the time that I received it. As you know that there is an office, communication office at the State Legislature. There are people who work with me in that office who are always available to assist, to handle media inquiries, and to refer those that need to be referred to me or to relevant authorities. But no record of such communication from the publication. And although I have noted in the article that at the time of writing the article, the speaker was not available, or the speaker could not be reached. We do not have any record of such attempts. So it's not within us to prove that communication happened. It is the responsibility of he who alleged that he made an attempt to communicate with us. As far as I'm concerned, as a spokesperson of the institution, no SMS, no text message, no email, no phone call was made to try and get a response from myself. And I consider this as a very important aspect in journalism, that if you are to communicate this kind of information which has the potential to impair the integrity of a person, you cannot run out of excitement. You have to ensure that you grant the opportunity for such a person to be able to state their position before you can speak.
What impact has this article had on the speaker and legislature in general?
Well, from where I'm sitting, I cannot, practically say this is the impact. But me and you know what allegations of corruption, because the speaker's demand, to start with that issue, the speaker's demand to the legislature for a payment of 800,000 on its own borders on the abuse of authority. And this is what the article tried to communicate to the public. This kind of allegations and spurious allegations and unfounded allegations, me and you can agree that they've got serious damage to the integrity of a person, and even how the person is considered by members of the public. And from where we stand, if there was the highest quotation was of 490,000, for an example, it makes no sense. Why would the speaker determine her own price without having sourced quotations, without even knowing which flight could be expensive, which one could be cheap? It makes no sense. And this is what the message people are trying to say the speaker is senseless. He makes unnecessary demands, put pressure on employees, flouting supply chain management processes, when in actual fact there is no such. So this is very, very important to understand. To understand that there are processes to follow in journalism, not only to try and empower members of the public with information, but also to be responsible in ensuring that you do not taint the image of individuals unfairly.
On your statement, you also mentioned the fact that you also wrote a letter to the Free State Insider demanding a public apology. Let's say they are not going to do it. Is there anything that the legislature is going to do about it?
I think the statement is very clear, failing which we will take a legal action. The statement is very clear. I think it's self-explanatory. There are two conditions in the statement. One is a demand for retraction. Secondly, is to publish an apology in the very same paper. So if those demands are not met, we will proceed.
Mokone, is there something maybe that you'd like to say before closure?
No, look, I think we need to indicate that we work very closely with the media in the province. Most of the time, we try to reach out to a lot of media houses to ensure that things like this do not happen, whereby a media house can fail such a simple test of granting a right of reply. I mean, the issues of professionalism are in question here. The need to be accurate when you write your story is a very important issue. The right of reply guarantees the issue of fairness in you communicating the message. I cannot even talk about sources and the means of collecting information, because media houses have got no obligation to tell us where they get information. But you need to be certain about the people who give you information. For an example, those sources in the legislature who provided that the speaker demanded an 800,000 ticket payment to be made are just nonsensical. It's just a nonsensical attempt to try and balloon the idea in the mind of people. You see? So by providing a platform for media houses all the time to be able to access us, we avoid things like this. And I want to encourage all other colleagues to try and assist us in this particular manner, because today things have changed. There is a general feeling in the public that our country is full of corruption. The people who are in government are doing as they wish and all these things. So in order to address this particular issue, we need to follow normal processes. We need to follow fair processes so that we do not taint people unnecessarily. And I call for responsibility, not only to the insider, but to all our colleagues in the media to be able to do what is right.
Moving forward, what measures will the Free State Legislature implement to prevent recurrence of such acts? Because this won't be the last article. It won't be the first one, but to protect the image of legislature and the image of the speaker.
Well, we're not responsible for what journalists and media houses want to write, and we do not also know what encourages people to act in a particular manner. But as I say, we do have a supply chain management policy. We do have supply chain management regulations which are produced by the Treasury. Those processes are followed on a daily basis. There's lots and lots of transactions that take place on a daily basis where we ensure that we follow normal processes. We will continue to do so, but we'll also communicate internally with our officials, with our colleagues, to say it is important that when you are trusted with handling important information internally, you follow normal or available legal prescripts so as to ensure that you do not put yourself in a danger of having communicated information that you should not be communicated, and thereby putting the institution into disrepute unnecessarily. But we will continue to follow our normal processes without fear or favor.
Dr. Mokone, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.